shit, let's hold them back now. Young and never king, trip to go like a sack. Ducking from the laws with the dogs, bring the scat out. Talking all that shit, you sound like Charles while I'm Shaq. Yes, sir. Feels good, my guy.
Yeah.
You know what time it is. So a whole lot of gang stuff going on. Got your boy Kenny G. I don't know. Hey, every time I get on this mug, I always want to say Kenny G for some reason. I have no clue why, bro. Kenny G just feels good. You know what I
mean? Let's get it, man. Yeah. Hey, listen. Episode 1, your man Kenny Klarity. Word, we here.
Yes, sir.
For the Word of Klarity podcast, we part ways, man. I'm excited to finally bring this to the people, man. We can chop it up, man. You know what I mean? So it's one of them ones right now.
Yeah, man. Feels good, man. Y'all welcome to the Word of Klarity podcast. Hey, I get so confused sometimes. I be like, yo, it's your boy Word from the What's the Word channel. It ain't none of that here. Or I'll be like, damage control. But I gotta get into the rhythm of that word from the Word of Klarity podcast. First episode, man. Feels good. New year, new podcast. Like he said, Kenny Klarity's in the building. It's your boy Word. How you been feeling though, man? You know how I feel since the last podcast. I know you got your own podcast. I got my own podcast. What's been cracking with you though?
Listen, it's been a long time coming, man. I'm excited. You know what I mean? I know you do damage control and, you know, you got What's the Word and the reactions and all that.
Yeah.
I've been, you know, Matt Black has been taking over my space. Coming from Native Speaks and kind of going through that whole trail where, you know, I was with I Mean and KB and OV and all of that. So for us to be here, man, and be able to really chop this up, you know what I mean, and kind of embrace the things that I don't get to do on my own pod, you know what I mean? This is one of them ones. I'm excited for this space for sure.
Yeah, man. Same. Likewise, man. I think I know when we was doing like the practice one of these, we was talking about when like all this smoke started during the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? Like when we was on Clubhouse and we was on that mug religiously. Like I know when I got on that mug, it was just crazy because it was like so much access to these like celebrities. But then we start creating our own like what were they called? I think they was called clubs or whatever. And
rooms.
Rooms.
Was it rooms?
Yeah, I think it was rooms. Yeah. And
oh,
then,
okay, yeah.
You know, that's when we had debates where it was like I think we did like one that was like predicting the NBA season that was coming up. Yeah. I want to say that may have been when my Lakers won. I know you don't want to. I know you don't want to like giving my Lakers squad love, man.
I'm not giving you the props for that, bro.
Hey, you got to give us love, man. But nah, that was during that era, man. So to see this come full circle, like you said, man, being able to have like a explicit space where you could talk about music, also sports, because like damage control, that's turning more into like this interview style, like kind of like Joe Budden pull up. This is gonna be where we can get that purely like for the music junkies, the sport enthusiasts type of commentary. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited for this mug, yo, for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm definitely excited as well. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously my life kind of surrounds around, you know, Christian content, theology, all that good stuff. But
yeah,
you know, as you know, even when we step away from that, like I love hip hop. I love music in general.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I love basketball. I love talking about sports. You know what I'm saying? I love culture. And so like you kind of want to just be able to like have a space where it's like, yo, let's chop it up how we would do if we was all sitting in the room.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? With that energy. You know what I mean? Where you like, nah, what did you say? Like, you know, you got to back that up. Like
yes,
that's the type of energy we got going on, man.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? So man, it's 2023. I know when we was thinking about like, you know, what we was going to get into for the first episode, I was just thinking like, you know, it'd be easy just to do a recap of 2022. To say the least, man, 2022 is going to be, I think it's a memorable, man. I think it's a lot of big moments in the entertainment business, sports, when you thinking about just some of the moments over the whole year. And then you have standout figures when you think about just, you know, the Yays of the world, Kyrie's. It was a lot, man. So let's take a quick review of just like some of the big moments, and then we'll come back and kind of spill about what we feel about it.
Yeah, that's a bet. Let's do it.
Bet it up.
He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
You just get used to getting screwed by the Jewish media. And I'm saying, y'all done poked the bear too long.
Balenciaga has severed ties with Kanye West following his anti-Semitic remarks. On Friday, Kering, the parent company behind the French fashion house, announced it would no longer work with the rapper, explaining in a statement to WWD, quote, Balenciaga has no longer any relationship nor any plans for future projects related to the
possible discharging firearms or shooting, not sure which, and just been told at Dallas. I heard gunshots and people screaming.
28-year-old rapper Takeoff is shot and killed at a private party in Houston, Texas. Officials say it happened in the early morning hours of November 1st at a bowling alley.
Well, just hours after Musk took over, new data shows there's been a drastic rise in hate speech on the social media site. NBC Bay Area's Pete Serrato spoke with one of the authors of that review on what they found and the impact going forward.
In that 12-hour window, what would you say would be the percentage increase in hate speech that you guys were able to see?
Yeah, the immediate increase appears to be around 500%.
Dr. Von Betten is a professor at...
I went on to Amazon Prime. I was like, you know what, let me see if there are any documentaries on Yahweh. So went in the search bar, typed in Yahweh. That came up. Went out and shared it on my platform. That was my night. In terms of the backlash or what people call it, we're in 2022. History is not supposed to be hit.
Yeah, man. As you can see, it was quite some big moments. You know what I mean? What's some of your immediate thoughts and some of just the standouts for you, yo?
Bro, hate speech is up 5,000%, bro.
Hey, dog, when you talking about Elon is a trailblazer and a disruptor, that dude, dog.
Bro, come on, bro. 500% is what they say.
500%, yeah.
Between that and just, like, cats getting canceled left and right, it was wild. You know what I mean? I never thought that we was going to get something crazier than Will Smith getting on stage and slapping Chris Rock, you know what I'm saying, live during the award show. I didn't think we was going to get nothing crazier than that. Yeah. But the way they canceled Kyrie, I mean, not Kyrie, really, well, both Kyrie, but Kanye. Bro, that man went from a billionaire to a millionaire in 24 hours. Yeah, that's wild.
I seen that. I think you put it up, or it was in the same interview where he was like, something like this will never happen again, to where a billionaire basically like loot. No, he was talking about Balenciaga. A billionaire deal basically is lost just because of the simple fact of a tweet. And I'm like, yo, I don't know if that ever would happen again. You know what I mean? Like, that is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because when you talking about his anti-Semitic comments, and then the fact that within hours or within days, like, they freezing this account, you know what I mean? And I think he's an interesting individual for sure. I mean, that's really an understatement when you talking about Kanye, because you think about the Drink Champs interview, you think about when he had the cancel episode that supposed to air on Shop and everything that kind of went around it. Like, I mean, Ye, dog, he's just been somebody that's just an ultimate, like, you either love him or hate him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Ye, let's be honest, bro. I think Ye is probably taking the biggest L of 2022. I don't know anybody who is taking a bigger loss, like just individually with what they put him through, and then also what he put himself through. I like Kanye, dog. I do. I like Kanye. I grew up with Kanye. I personally think, and we'll probably talk about this at some point later on down the line, I personally think Kanye has a top 3 discography in hip-hop of all time. But, like, there's just certain things where it's like, where's your awareness, dog? Yeah. Like, what are you thinking? You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard in the Shop interview, he gonna talk about Adolf Hitler was actually, a good guy. Fam. What? Like, in 2022? Like, dog, 2023? What are you doing?
Yo, he's just, he's just otherworldly when it comes to just... And look, man, a lot of times I think he actually has great intentions on the end goal of what he's trying to communicate. It's just the fact that he has a struggle with communicating it. Sometimes the things that he either tells about himself or the things that you find out about him. Like I think that one video where they was like he believed that he never even read a book, but he's going around being such a guy that's trying to inform people or enlighten people on these things. And with that type of stuff, man, it makes you kind of questionable. You know what I mean? Now, with certain things where I think you can't question him on. If it's anything music related, if it's anything fashion related, entrepreneurial, I think he's proved himself to be a genius. But when it comes to, you know, running for presidency and doing things that are more effective for people's lives, I think, you know, it's always growth that he needs to show that he's willing to take accountability and do those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And, you know, I think that just teaches us all a lesson, bro. Time can change in a moment. Things change instantly, bro.
Yeah.
And thinking of time, you know, rest in peace, Takeoff, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, the Migos, they already went through a breakup, and one of the things I wondered when I seen the news when Takeoff passed was, yo, was it worth it? You know what I mean? Whatever discrepancy they were going through, like I was thinking to myself, like, dog, you lost your brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what? I don't even know if whatever beef they had going on. I seen them together at the funeral, Quavo and Offset talking about Takeoff, and I thought to myself, I'm like, dog, time waits for no man, bro. It came too soon. You know, we lost a legend here in the city I reside in. They took his life, man. So, you know, just
man.
rest in peace, Takeoff, man.
Yeah, nothing, man. I echo that, man. Rest in peace, Takeoff. I'm a huge fan of the Migos, man. I got a chance to see Migos live when they was on tour with Drake. And man, he's definitely been just the whole camp in itself, like with just they contribution just to the whole cadence and flow game. You know what I mean? Like they always been premier elite flowers, a group with swag. You know what I mean? Even if you didn't like per se like their particular style, they just represented themselves as a unit. You know what I mean? And yeah, it is unfortunate to think like, you know, Offset and them had differences during the time of the passing. But it just goes to say, man, like, you know, if you can mean things, you know, always take advantage of that time to do that. You know what I'm saying? So definitely rest in peace, Takeoff, man. Kyrie, man, he's another guy that stood out in 2022. I know for most people, you know, he's looked at as like this guy that's arrogant. He's looked at a guy that may be a knuckleheaded sometimes. And some of them things I can actually feel the sentiment of, but I think he always means well. You know what I mean? I think him and Kanye actually share similar issues with not always being the best communicator or being the most equipped with whatever it is they trying to communicate. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, what you think about Irv, though?
Man, so here's the thing with Kyrie, dog. Like, all right, so naturally, if I'm just talking about Kyrie the person, if I'm talking about Irv the person, like,
yeah,
he got real weird, you know what I mean, when he started going on his journey after he won the championship. But he explained that he was trying to find himself, that, you know, the basketball didn't give him fulfillment and all that. And so I appreciated this commentary. I think he's a very interesting dude. I think he prides himself on being an intellectual. Yeah. And there are times where I'm like, all right, Irv, you're not always the smartest dude in the room. And sometimes you don't even know what you be talking about, which is why he kind of gets in trouble. But what I will say about Kyrie is the way they tried to do him, dirty, bro.
Facts.
That man, now, I do think that you always need to be careful with posting something, dropping some content, and not saying nothing. He's good for that. He the type of dude to be like, you know, he'll drop off some milk to your crib, and you be like, what is this for? And he'll drive off and not even talk to you. You be like, yo, what's your problem, G? Like,
mercy.
What you got going on?
Exactly.
But at the same time, just because he does that or does things that like we can't necessarily rock with, doesn't mean that you get to take away this man's career. I know he's back on the court now and he's been playing for a little while and all of that. But I'm just saying, like, it's not right that he can be censored in such a way to where now he got to do sensitivity training and meet with the owner and the NBA commissioner. Like, that's wild, bro.
Yeah, that list was insane, bro. Like I said, I think they was talking about having something on there where it was like sensitivity training. At that point, bro, I'm like, y'all are trying to literally make an example out of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still a human, man. So at that point, I know sometimes he exaggerates the whole dehumanizing thing, but like when you trying to do stuff where you think you can just take advantage of me because I'm with a company and, you know, you can basically tie my arms behind my back and I can't do nothing. Like, I believe Irv may be one of those guys. He proved it last year when it came to the COVID testing and not getting the whole vaccine. Like, this ain't his end all be all. Basketball definitely is his love. Definitely is, probably was his first love. Means a lot to him in his life. But I think over the years he's proved like, dog, he has a bigger purpose. He sees things more than just basketball, which I always should commend, man. I know we want our guys to be obsessed with the things that we love, even though we're not even obsessed about the things in our life. We want them to just be all bought in as if like they have nothing else outside of, you know what I mean?
I do, because I think of a dude like LeBron James with his Strive for Greatness series. I think of a dude like KD who has literally broke up with his fiance years ago because he was like, yo, she was getting in the way of ball. Like that. Now I think that's too far. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, nah, that's crazy, dog. That make me think of Brady right now with Gazelle.
Right.
That's
right,
crazy.
That part, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But my thing is like that's the level of obsession you want from a star player. So when you get a dude who's as talented as Kyrie, but you almost get the sentiment that he could take or leave basketball, you be like, dang, dog, like where you at? Yeah. Then I ain't gonna lie, Stephen A makes a really good point, dog.
What's that?
That man will miss 30 games, bro, for feeling like he got to go meditate in China. Like, he a weird dude, bro. You know what I'm saying in that regard.
Yeah, he has no excuse for that.
Yeah, I still rock with Kyrie heavy, though. You know what I'm saying? It's just that type of stuff. And also, the fact that Nike decided, yo, he went too far, so we're not going to make no more sneakers. I'm really hoping that whole like being able to just cancel somebody or I guess censor somebody just because of something they say ends in 2020, this new year, bro. Because I really hate the way this is going, bro. I really do.
Yeah, cancel culture, man. When you talk about when you talk about cancel culture, bro, it's very like I'm not a fan of it really in almost no regard. You know what I mean? I think I'm more so of a believer in like accountability, man. A path of correction. You know what I mean? Like it's one thing that if it's an individual, it's a little easier to be like, it's a little easier to say this person is showing us a pattern of something and we're to correct it. Opposed to if it's like a company. It's really hard to kind of pinpoint what department or area is kind of wrong. If it's like the PR of a company, or if it's like the product that may be coming out. You know what I mean? So, but I'm not really a fan of cancel culture because it's like, bro, if we were in these positions like the people that's getting canceled all the time, we would not want that to be happening to us. You know what I mean? Like we couldn't even. That makes me think about the whole situation with Chris Brown. You know what I mean? Like, dude been dropping fire music for over a decade, staying out the way, and they say he can't do the 40th year anniversary of the Thriller tribute at the AMAs. Nuts. You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff, dog, is nuts. The guy has stayed out the way. He's not a repeat. Like he didn't repeat and do the same things if he didn't want to change his ways. You know what I mean? And aside from that, the guy's been making fire music. Like we're gonna get in the album of the year, but Breezy is definitely one of those albums for me. You know what I mean? I got big hopes. I got big hopes that it's crazy because I'm a re-stand a part of the Navy, and I'm a Chris Brown Team Breezy fan too. So I'm hoping, man, wraps him into the Super Bowl halftime show, man. I would love it. I know it's asking of her a lot, but I think deep down she definitely got love for Chris still, man, for sure.
Yes, she do that. If she bring Chris Brown into this whole Super Bowl halftime performance, you want to talk about breaking the internet? Woo! That's it. That's how you break the internet. There's nothing bigger than that. You bring out Chris Brown during the Super Bowl performance?
It's already just in theory, without nothing being wrong with their situation in the past, it's already amazing. But the fact of that, you see what I'm saying? Like it makes it even
y'all
more.
Reconcile in front of tens of millions of people? Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, man. Well, crazy. Let's get into some of these topics, Mike G. 2022, like I said, man, a lot of new artists. I mean, that's an understatement. I mean, it was a galore of new artists, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about just when you even think about women in hip hop, you know what I mean? Like the female rapper in hip hop has become very prominent. You know what I mean? They're not a minority no more. I don't think it's, I don't think it ever will be equal. Not to say I don't want it to. I just think by nature or by default, I think it's always males rapping and coming out more. But the numbers have definitely gotten more closer. And yeah, some of the people that come to mind, man, I know for sure is people like GloRilla. And when I'm dropping these names, I'm just dropping these names. I don't necessarily endorse them as my favorites, but I have to give respect where respect is earned.
You was an Ice Spice fan?
I'm an Ice Spice fan. I am. You know what? Hold on. Let me. Hold on. We gotta bring it back. We gotta bring it back.
Where the horns at? Where the horns at?
He want them horns out. Where they at? You hear me, dog?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir, man. Am I an Ice Spice fan?
Word, an Ice Spice fan.
I think I'm an Ice Spice observer right now that can easily be a fan if she continues what she's doing. You know what I mean? And honestly, I'm not even saying that because her music is overwhelmingly great. I just think she's doing something that's a bit different than all the other female rappers. Like she's consistently hopping on drill beats. You know what I mean? It's not a lot of drill. Honestly, I don't really know too many female artists that are just hopping on drill beats as their sound. They may entertain it, but that's like her leading sound. You know what I mean? So I can respect that. I like her energy. She got great image. You know what I mean? I heard she may have fumbled the bag with OVO. I'm not sure what that was about. Hey, dog, that viral video of her and Drizzy is just hilarious, dog. I don't know what happened between them two, man, because he was bigging her up, and then next thing you know, he unfollowed her. I'm like, what's going on, Drizzy?
Man, we know. Listen, hey, dog, we know what happened. Hey. That man mixed business with pleasure, bro, and that's what got him back.
You ain't right for that, dog. You ain't right for that,
hey,
dog.
Bro, we know what's up, man. She said you thought I was feeling you.
That nigga's a mutt. Hey, man. Hey, a lot of niggas say they don't mind munching on it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man. Hey,
the way you talking about,
you just want to hear the music on mute, bro. You know what I mean?
Hey, I have to love Drizzy for stuff like that, though. She's a 10, but it's good on mute. Hey,
it's good on mute, bro.
Hey, he keep it a beat. Hey, she was like, hey, at least I'm a 10, though.
Right. Listen, any publicity, good publicity at this point.
Yeah, man. Who's some of these new artists out here you rocking with, though, my G?
Excuse my ignorance, bro, and this is genuinely a question, only because she didn't really get on my radar until just now.
Yeah.
Is Tim's considered a new artist?
I would definitely say Tim's is considered a new artist, for sure. Definitely to the States, for sure.
Bro, yeah. Tim's is on fire.
That's a big...
Between she's all over my radio station to the point where it's kind of annoying. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Wow.
Then she got the Black Panther spot where she wrote on a lot of those records or EP'd a lot of those records. Like, in my opinion, if we just talking about like overall what somebody's doing for the culture, having a big year, creating the buzz and notoriety, even catalog produced within a year, stuff like that, impact. Tim's is really killing, bro. And I'm not saying I'm the biggest fan of her music, but if we're talking about best new artists, Tim's has been putting in crazy work, bro.
Nah, that's a good one, man. That's a good one. To piggyback off of that, man, I'm not quite sure. I should know. I want to say Jamaican. I don't want to butcher it, though, but the international artists are coming out, kind of like the international NBA players, man. Beam is another one, man. Beam. I just looked at my year-ends Apple Music replay, and that boy made my top 5, which is nuts. I mean,
listen,
it's nuts.
Said, I ain't gonna lie. You put me on Beam, bro, because when you was like, yo, Kenny, you gotta listen to this album. I'm like, all right, I'll get to it. It is what it is. We'll see.
I'm telling you, dog.
Woof.
He that guy. Hey, Beam. I love Beam, bro, because he's in a unique situation because when you're a producer rapper, bro, you just hear music and create differently. You know what I mean? And it shows because he's able to do things with that beat, dog, that goes along with his vocals and his rapping ability that if you just a rapper, you can't do. Just like Ye, just like a lot of these guys that fit that term or that title. And man, that Beam, it's called what was it called? Alien? I believe it was called Alien.
Alien, yeah.
Yeah, Ice Cola is one of them joints on there that gets smoked almost daily by me. I mean, that joint crazy. He does a lot of work with my boy Vori. I don't know if I guess you could consider Vori a new artist. He's been around on my radio quite for some time, but he's been working with a lot of the big wigs. Just already been on Donda. I want to say he's signed to DC Dream Chasers Meek Mill label. But Vori's another guy. Beam for sure. Who else do I come to mind, dog? It's like I said, it's a lot of women for sure, but
a lot of women are killing and making their emergence.
Yeah.
I think when we talk about best new artists, you're thinking about maybe who else you would put on this list. Best new artist for me is when you make your splash.
Yeah.
So there are dudes who've been working behind the scenes 6, 7, 8 years, but didn't make their splash until recently.
Yeah.
A dude that comes to mind where I know he's already been grinding. What's the old boy name? Moray. Moray, yes, he's been around.
Oh yeah, Moray. Yeah.
Last year is when he really made his splash in a lot of people's, listens and all of that, him being on the Cole Project, all that good stuff. People was like, who is this dude? So I feel like it's not how long you necessarily been around technically. It's what are you doing in the culture, and when does the culture catch wind of maybe the stuff that you already had put out beforehand?
Facts. Yeah. Benny the Butcher. I think Benny the Butcher maybe been around over a year or two, because Benny the Butcher's an older guy, but he just like recently got his splash, but he's been doing music for quite some time. You know what I mean?
Word.
What's up?
Speaking of Benny the Butcher.
What's up?
I gotta say it, bro. I gotta say it. Benny the Butcher has a record featuring J. Cole, who is in my top 3 hip hop artists of the last 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
And I know I may be too soon, bro, but I gotta say this, dog. Cole has the verse of the year, bro.
Yeah.
This nigga want me on the song, he gon' see the wrath of the reaper. I'm probably gon' go to hell if Jesus asks for a feature.
Hey, we gonna get into. I think 2022 was a great year when it came to verses. That's actually gonna be the next thing we jump into, Doug. Like, it's just a lot that can kind of be in that bubble. You know what I mean? Like, when you think of, I ain't even gonna get in records, but when you think of stuff like Hove was active last year. Did you forget that? Hove was active last year. I ain't even gonna say active. He has something that can participate in this realm of what we talking about. So you have the Hove, you got Kendrick, right? This is the same year that Kendrick's dropped. Hold on now. We know them guys like to run with each other, but Kendrick was active. Of course, Drizzy. You probably don't. I don't know if you know which Drizzy I'm gonna go with, because he's been active all year, but I think he definitely got one that's in that boat.
Well, Drizzy has 2 standout verses that I can think of that are recent. My only question is, were they last year? So
yeah,
Seeing Green wasn't last year, was it?
Seeing Green was 2021. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. I am interested if you do put Drizzy in this mix. I am interested in which verse you're gonna pick out from him, because I know he was super active, of course, but what verse are you talking about?
Middle of the ocean, man. Middle of the ocean.
Whipping the vest ball for 6 tequilas. Big Benjamins like the Pittsburgh Steelers. Drake, you got it. Robert Kraft.
That mug. Yeah, that's the fourth quarter verse. That's why it's probably forgettable. Not forgettable, but it kind of slips your mind. It feels like it's 2023 still. But man, middle of the ocean, dog. I mean, it's just when him and Hove are the best. I mean, what I'm about to say doesn't even make sense, but because they're like the best rappers of all time anyway. But when it comes specifically slow rap, nobody does it like them guys, bro. Like, I can listen to them just almost talk poetically and it'd just be amazing. Like,
matter of fact, so here it is for me, bro. You tell me if you agree.
Let me see.
To me, the only 3 verses that are up for consideration for verse of the year is Middle of the Ocean.
Okay.
God Did, Jay-Z's verse, and Johnny P. Caddy's off the Benny the Butcher J. Cole record.
Right.
Those are the 3 for me that are in contention.
The other one I'm gonna give you is Heart Part 5.
I come from a generation of pain will murder his minor. Rebellious and more jealous, a chip you for designer. Belt buckles and cloud over
Kendrick. Yeah,
Heart Part 5 was hard.
Yeah,
but I think it's honorable mention in comparison to the other 3.
I think. Go ahead.
I love Heart Part 5.
Yeah. I think because of the video, it kind of sneaks in there. I don't know if I necessarily put it on there if I listened to it away from the video, because I think the video was just artistically done well. Like that's a lot of times that's what's going on with Kendrick's, like his offerings. Like, he artistically presents it well, and it kind of enhances the music as well. But I mean, I have no problem with you saying like it's not that's just an honorable mention, and it may not be on the level of those other ones. Because those other ones, like I said, bro, I love just not only the actual lyricism of it, but the production is just, and they all sound like totally different production.
Here's the thing for me, where that I'm still confident in despite you bringing some records I love up in my memory. Because let me tell you something, Middle of the Ocean was special.
Yeah.
Special stuff. Prime Drizzy, to me, he shouldn't even have named it in Middle of the Ocean. He should have named it A Time, because his Time series, with the 6 a.m. in Dallas, 3 a.m. in Toronto,
one of the best
6 p.m. in New York, my bad, 3 a.m. in Toronto, and all that.
Yeah.
Like that series. That series is special in and of itself. So to me, that belonged in that Time series personally, that Time Location series he got. But the reason why I'm still good with my pick, bro, J. Cole having the best verse of the year is simple. J. Cole, bro, had maybe 16 to 24 bars, and in my opinion, gave me the same impact that Jay-Z did for 5 minutes and that Drizzy did for 4.5. To me, when you got less time and you still make me feel like, whoa, I don't know what I just heard, but I got to hear it again and again and again and again, I'm giving it to Cole, bro, for that very reason alone. That's just me personally, bro. That's where my heart is at. I think Cole, because he had limited time and still did what he did, and Benny was rapping, but it made me want to skip Benny to go listen to Cole?
Yeah.
I don't even know what we're talking about, bro. I don't even know what we're talking about.
He said he don't know what we talking about. I honestly, that's honestly a lot of times when it comes to me, comparing things and how I rank things. When you do more and less, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a big element that I give somebody credit for. And honestly, I was one of them people that was saying Wayne actually on God Did was actually contesting with just the amount of bars he had, even though it was only a fraction of how long Hov was going. You know what I mean? I think I was one of them people that was saying, like, if Wayne could have went equal time amount or just even a bit more, I think he could have came away with maybe the best verse on God Did. But I would personally still
now,
have to...
Wait a minute.
What you think, bro?
Word.
What's
you
up?
You gotta relax, bro.
What you mean?
You gotta relax.
Hey.
Wayne was really solid on God Did.
Keeping it a bean.
Special even. But you going too far, bro.
Hey, I'm keeping it a bean.
What Jay did on God Did, bro, was like one of the angels wrote it, bro. You gotta relax.
Hold on.
The stuff he was saying on God Did, bro.
How many billionaires can come from whole crib? I count 3, me, A, and Ree. Bronze and Rock Boy, so 4 times.
Bro, that lives in Jay-Z lore, bro. Stop playing, man.
So
you gotta relax.
See, it's interesting because when you talk about Jay-Z, just his catalog, a lot of people was actually saying, like, bro, they have miles of Jay-Z verses above that one. Like Joe Budden on the Joe Budden podcast was like, bro, that mug may not even be a top 50 Jay-Z verse. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's tripping.
I personally got What's Free over God Did Jay-Z verse, because just like it's more, like you said, it's more concise and it was more relevant to the culture at that time with some of the things that he was saying. Some of the things he's saying in this one, like even like when he say, I got 3 billionaires from the Hova house, me, Ye, and B. Like he's already had bars that said those same things. You know what I mean? Like he said that before. He just kind of said it in a different way, but the same thing. So I felt like it was some of those moments in there that kind of were reminiscent of things moments he already gave us in his God Did verse. Even though it was great, I'm just saying compared to some of the other things that he's given, like What's Free, like it was just, I mean, yeah. It was just...
What's Free was crazy.
I love the beat better. I love his flow better. It's concise. So like you listening to, I think the song was like 8 minutes. He had like 5.5 minutes out of the 8, which is nuts. Like it's just from the optics of that kind of already makes me feel like, he was trying to, after hearing Ross and Wayne, he had to kind of go to that limit to make sure, opposed to that's just naturally what he wanted to do. Not to take away from his creativity or the verse, but that kind of give me insight on kind of his approach. So yeah, man, that's just how I feel.
I can rock with that. Normally I would contest you a little stronger, but what I will say is I don't think it was his best verse. I do think a verse like "What's Free," woof, man. Crazy. I think the second half of his Drug Dealers Anonymous verse, Pusha T, just when I'm thinking about more recent Jay-Z verses, obviously, if you go into the Blueprint era, if you go into the era where talking about like the Can't Knock the Hustle, Reasonable Doubt era, like there's a special Jay-Z there that maybe isn't even present in this second half of his career.
Yeah,
but I still think I would like to put Jay clearly ahead of the other guys there on that verse, but I won't contest that wasn't his best for sure.
Yeah, man. Nah, great year of rap. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of gotta, and the reason I can't really pinpoint one on this recent project or the guy is because it was a fourth quarter project as well.
Okay.
But King Disease 3, I can't really say it's a verse that stands out magnificently where it's like verse of the year. But when you talk about premium pure rap, like what Nas is doing is quite impressive, man. Like I have to give that to him, dog. And the fact that I'm speaking about that, we can go into this next one, album of the year. I think we was in the chat recently where I was telling you and Loso, like, if you haven't checked out none of these King Disease installments from Nas over the last 2.5, 3 years, like, you missing out, because I'm, first and foremost, disclaimer, like, I'm not even a Nas stan or
not
fan.
At all.
I would say
I'm more of a
appreciate
Nas stan than you're a Nas stan.
Right. Yeah, like, I'm not a Nas stan at all. Like, I just appreciate, and I had to go back and do a lot of homework with him, and he's still been able to win me over and give him respect from what I've heard, and what he's doing in real time is real as well. But him and Hit Boy, bro, I always tell cats, bro, if he would have had Hit Boy, bro, early in his career, man, a different story is told of the story of Nas. You know what I mean? Like, his ranking and where he's regarded, at least for me and maybe a lot of people that was particularly in the Midwest, like production, and his sound didn't quite grab us, right? I know that would have been different if this was what we was getting with Hit Boy and him back in those older days. You know what I mean? So King 100%. Disease, man, let me hear some of your standout albums, and then we can kind of go into the album of the years as well.
Yeah. So, due to your recommendation, before we got on the pod, I kind of played King's Disease 3 today.
Yeah.
Just kind of tapping in with it. Just a solid. As a matter of fact, I would dare to say that it actually goes. King's Disease 2, 3, then 1.
Yeah.
I actually think, based off what I'm hearing, and I know I probably haven't played it as much as you have, but King's Disease 3 really surprised me, dog. Hey, hit that level of mix and chemistry that them two dudes have.
Special.
Their production transitions, the executive production between them both to collectively like keep a cohesive album sound wise.
Yeah.
Nas is still in rare form. Yeah, dog. I'm impressed, bro. Yeah. I'm impressed.
I'm gonna speak on something, bro. Just from being a creator and an artist, bro, you have to have something that's outside of just music to trust somebody with your full production. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not just picking out good beats anymore. Like, now they're now in the executive chair now. Like, where's the direction and what we're trying to communicate with this album? You know what I mean? In this whole series, like, I would love to know if they knew they were going to do more than one when they did the first one. You know what I mean?
I don't know, but it sure sounds like it.
It sure sounds like it. Yeah,
it's a formula these dudes got. It's kind of like the Drake formula, bro. Like, he's developed something to where he can put together a hit now, I believe, effortlessly. And what they've done is develop some sort of formula. I can't tell you what it is exactly.
Right.
Maybe I need to listen and even do some more deep dive to tell you what it is exactly. But what I can say is the formula that they've developed leaves me to think that they figured it out. Like, we know how to put together a good, cohesive sounding project. You know, the one thing that I think that they do, moving on, and before I give you some more I guess picks of mine.
Yeah.
The one thing I think they do well, in my opinion, is it's the blend between allowing Nas to be himself. So we know Nas wants to be lyrical. We know he wants to storytell. We know he wants to get into this bag. Mm-hmm. But they've also allowed like let's fuse what Nas likes to do and what Nas's fan base likes from him. Give the new culture with a little bit of trap. Keep the East Coast elements, and then here's the last thing: albums in today's day and age no longer have a story arc or something that you can follow from track 1 to track 18. They've decided to keep that model and say, no, when you listen to this album, it's gonna sound like one cohesive body of work from track 1 to the last track on the album. So I think that formula is part of the reason why that game is such success. It feels like a throwback and a new version of it all at the same time.
Yeah, I could echo and second everything you just said, dog, because you already are putting yourself in a really unique space when, like you said, like your default mode is a storyteller and an MC. You know what I mean? And Hit Boy, man, he after this, bro. Not after this. In real time, like right now, like he has to be moving up the ladder of producer. You know what I mean? He has to, dog. And recently in the fourth quarter, he had a couple interviews about like artists that he's worked with prior, where he's had promising records and hit records, like Roddy Ricch being one of them. And he was kind of like tripped out that these guys aren't like trying to really do bodies of work with him or like big projects or just letting them produce more records in general. You know what I mean? In my mind, if I'm a rapper and I got a good chemistry with somebody, dog, that's a producer, like I'm typically gonna run back to them. Like I don't have to go and chase a different sound if what we have is special. You know what I mean? And I think that's also the same story for 40 and Drake. Like Twitter XXL page, they always just have like trivia and random questions. They was like, name the best rapper producer duo. And in my mind, I'm like, bro, Drizzy and 40 easily. Like, I mean, it's not even close to me because they have been doing this for well over a decade now, and their sound is still their sound. It's not like Tay Keith, he made a beat on Her Loss that like doesn't mirror nothing that Tay Keith necessarily is known for, which is great in as far as like the context of saying like he has versatility. But 40, like, he has a specific sound that he doesn't really stray away from. And when it comes to Drizzy, it's always just in premium form. You know what I mean? So, and it's been consistently like that, dog. And when we talk about album of the years, bro, album of the year, I probably would have to say it goes to Her Loss. You know what I mean? I've sat with it for some time. You know what I mean?
Listen, I know we're supposed to be doing more disagreeing, bro.
Yeah,
but
I know
it's hard right now because you out here giving the gospel, bro, and I gotta I gotta respect that, dog. Her loss, dog. It's such a good project.
If you ain't listen to it, it's your loss.
Right. Facts. The facts, bro.
Straight up, dog.
Let me do this, man, because I know that like it's gonna be, for people who don't know, you're gonna find it real fast.
Yeah.
Word is the biggest Drake fan I know. Period. There's nothing bad Drake can do. If Drake joins the Canadian Basketball League, he gonna be bigging that up. Talking about Drake.
Never that. Drake's a terrible basketball player now. We're not giving him that now.
He not gonna show Drake no bad parts, bro. And I understand that.
Yeah.
But I want to take the time to say, man, if you would sleep on 21 Savage, wake up, bro. Now I do clearly think that Drake probably edged him on almost every record, but the respect that I now have for 21 with his ability to, even just his rapping ability, I feel a lot differently about 21 today than I did before Her Loss came out, a couple months ago. Yeah. I truly, I feel that much better about 21 Savage. 21 Savage has now shown the world he's no slouch, bro, in my opinion.
Now, I never quite frankly took 21 as, for lack of better words, like you said, a slouch. I would say 21 is like somebody that's capitalizing on somebody a career that's like 2 Chainz. Like, in 2 Chainz has a great career. Like, that's like I'm not slighting or shading 2 Chainz at all. Like, in his era, him to still be relevant now, like, I think 21 just expedited what 2 Chainz was trying to do a little faster. And because 2 Chainz was the example of that, that's kind of the formula to follow. So it kind of worked out faster for 21. And they do a good job of always appearing on the right records at the right time. If it's Rockstar by Post Malone featuring 21, like that record did wonders for him. It put him in a different stratosphere. They make the right calls when it comes to features by having J. Cole on a lot. You know what I mean? Doing this album with Drake and Her Loss, like they just I think they both still, or 21 specifically, he still has a 21 sound. You know what I mean? Like Atlanta has he's from London, but I guess he grew up in Atlanta. If the whole thing with London and this whole thing came out with the situation about him being an immigrant came out, I would have never known that. But he represents in a specific space in region and sound that comes out of Atlanta. Like he doesn't sound like Lil Baby. He doesn't sound like Migos. All those guys are from Atlanta, but he represents he as well. So with that being said, man, yeah, Her Loss, dog. Drake though. Yeah, man. Yeah, like I have to give everybody else flowers before I get the Drizzy. You know what I mean? Like, because when it gets to Drizzy, it gets a little magical. You know what I mean? Because
now magical.
When it comes to Drizzy, dog, he makes music seems like an illusion. Like it's there, it feels as good, but I don't think it's possible to actually be this. Cause man, that Hours in Silence, Spin About You, Middle of the Ocean. Even the intro, Rich Flex, and I knew from the jump after they released Jimmy Cooks, right? Jimmy Cooks was the only record on Honestly Nevermind that sounded like that. It was just the last two records didn't sound like nothing on Honestly Nevermind. Honestly Nevermind, great project, actually, I loved it. But the last two, Liability and Jimmy Cooks, and when they said 21 and Drake was coming, I said, oh, it's finna be crazy, because that sound on Jimmy Cooks was a proper representation of what was to come. And it's really hard because I love Drake with a lot of different other artists. Like I love him with Chris, I love him with Future, I love him with Wayne. Like I love him with, he does a lot of great music and has a bevy of music with other people that I love. But I'm willing to go as far as to say that this may be the best meshing of sounds of another artist that I've seen him collab with.
Wait a minute. Get this camera back over here, bro.
Hey, bro, I'm keeping it a bean.
What are you talking about?
I'm keeping it a bean, bro.
Do you not know the boss, the Teflon Don?
Yeah, see,
King of Miami.
I stand corrected if I'm wrong, but nah, I see where you're going.
Mr. Maybach Music.
Mr. Miami.
To the Ross. Don't you dare say
hey, but look.
This is the best collection of collab that Drake has put together with the meshing of sounds. When those two Negroes get together, that's the real album we need.
Here's the thing. I
can't even believe you said that.
What I have to say is I'm waiting for the what is it? Maybach Music OVO collaboration from Ross and Drake. Until then, I think I have to settle for this right now. You know what I mean? Because it's a large enough sample size. You know,
you out here giving too many flowers to this. I'm like, wait, hold on. Save the bouquet for them. That's what we really waiting on.
Hey, listen, man.
Getting Ross and Drake together would be like getting that Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford fight. It would be like getting that who else could I compare it to?
09 Kobe and LeBron finals.
Getting, you know what I'm saying, getting that finals, you know what I mean, or being able to finally watch, MJ and Kobe, like if MJ decided not to retire and stay during them Lakers dynasties and the Bulls versus the Lakers, and, in 01 or something like that. It'd be like getting that, bro. I love this Her Loss project, album of the year for sure, giving us flowers, but we're not about to sit up here and act like that's the best mesh of the sounds. Give me Ross, give me Drake, bro. That's what we need, bro. For this year, let's make it happen, bro. Stop playing, man.
Look, you know what? I think I still feel pretty confident. Here's the reason why. Like I know them. They are two of my favorite guys. But the reason I still may, even after we get that, the reason I may side with this 21 and Drake sound mesh is because I personally feel Her Loss was more in the world of 21 than it was of Drake. Right? I feel like he went more to his sound. And content wise, like that, like Drake pops his shit, bro, but he had a battery in his back. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't just when he with Ross, it's really luxurious and like lofty and really like, you know, lemon pepper freestyle. Like it's a certain vibe. They have a closer sound is what I'm trying to say. And I think because of this, with 21, I think it would offer a better contrast than what we would get from them. Now I think cohesively, the Drake and Ross may go like a press play. You don't feel like you have to ever touch it because I think it'll just run smoother because they sounds and what they do with one another is a little bit more accompany one another. But Ross always gets bodied by Drake, dog, and that's what I don't like a lot of the times because I don't think they have a record, bro, where it's like, you know, Ross probably got him. I personally don't know. Like,
what is the joint? Well, first of all, hold on, because you said too much that I have to respond to. So number one, I'm with you if you're talking about more diverse music because I think 21 sound and Drake sound differ more than Ross's sound and Drake sound. Cool, solid point, bro. I'm not going to disagree with you on that. Here's where I have to put my flag in the ground and see where you actually stand. Do any of these records, even on Her Loss, as good of a project as it was, do you get that same excitement that you got when you first turned on Lemon Pepper Freestyle?
Middle of the Ocean is in that class. I
know but he's not on Middle of the Ocean.
Right, I know. That's what I'm about to say. I know it's only Drake, but I mean it's on Her Loss. Like we still have something that represents that style of Drake. You know,
but he gonna do that. He gonna do that with anybody. I'm talking about with them two.
Right.
When you hear Lemon Pepper Freestyle, did you get that same level when you? I remember us talking about Lemon Pepper Freestyle.
Yeah,
bro.
That was like verse of the year whenever it came out.
And you being like, yo. That energy, when them two get on there, it's different.
Yeah.
And I'm asking you, did you get that on Her Loss when it was them two Negroes together? That's what I want to know.
Hey, man. If it was...
Come on.
Here we go.
Need it.
Hours of Silence, it's not the same type of record, though. But when you're talking about... Like, that's personally my favorite type of Drake is songs like Hours of Silence, Marvin's Room. What is this record I'm thinking of? What the freak is this record called? Days in the East. Like that's my Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like anytime he's in that bag, I'm not gonna be disappointed. So and I know Hours in Silence only had 21 on there for a bridge, but he fit that portion of the record so well. Like so I was still pleased, overwhelmed with a lot. It wasn't like I'm just appreciative of this Drake. It was a lot of the Drake that I personally love. You know what I mean? Spin Bout You, The Hook, like those are different styles of records, but they're premium. You know what I mean? Like they feel amazing. Like the verse coming out my body for like that mug is just, you know, yeah. So I mean, that's a good. Yeah. Hopefully we get something between Ross and Drake. Because I would love to sit here and debate those two, but I would definitely say Her Loss is, now I have time to sit with, it's a better artistically put together project than What a Time to Be Alive. What a Time to Be Alive, I think, have the bigger joints. Like Jumpman, you know what I'm saying? Like they have them big boy, like easy just to turn on in the club records. But this one, artistically, they went in a different bag, man. So that album of the year, man, I think it goes to Her Loss. A couple other joints I want to give a low love to or some love to. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick. Do
you now?
I think it's all right.
Do you want to give some credit to that album?
Nah, I've always said, here's the thing, bro, like Kendrick.
See, bro, you start acting different when the cameras come on.
No, it's the same.
You a different dude. This is why I needed to do the podcast with you. America, no, put the camera on me, bro. America, this is what I want y'all to do.
Ask for your solo like Stephen A.
Everybody watching the podcast, this is what I want y'all to know. Me and Word have a group chat that you guys are not privy to. All right? In the group chat, I said, hey, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, good project. When he was in Houston, I ended up getting box seats to go watch Kendrick Lamar kill it and perform the whole album. I came back to the group chat and said, hey, it's a couple weeks later. I know none of y'all are talking about this, but I still think it's a great album. We're gonna talk about ain't got no timeless music on there. I mean, it was cool, but we ain't really thinking about it a couple weeks later. It's a forgettable album. Now he want to get on this podcast that we started in the new year, and all of a sudden he want to take time out for honorable mention and put Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers on there. Yeah, I called Cap, call him out. I wanted in the comment section because he was showing no love last year, and now all of a sudden he want to do an honorable mention where Kendrick get noticed. Stop it, bro! I ain't buying it.
Oh God, this is a bit of a cap in there. Here's the thing, bro. I've never said he doesn't have timeless music. It's more so it's always Kendrick to me always lacks replay value. Like that album, I haven't really revisited. I haven't revisited that album since it came out. There are songs on there, particularly like the one with
Count Me Out.
Count Me Out is definitely Count Me In when that song comes on. Like Count Me In. That song is one of them ones. And then is it the one with Kodak? And then I like Rich Spirit. He just dropped the video too. And then it's one with the one with Blast and Amanda Reifer. Yeah, I like that one too. I forgot the name.
I hope it's not too late.
Yeah.
Get him out. That thing cold. I don't care what y'all talk. Listen, that album was great to me, bro.
Yeah,
that was one of them ones. But go ahead.
Man, you know I can't go without this first episode without mentioning, they're gonna learn a lot about me when it comes to this pod. But man, Tory Lanez, I know it's a name that rings off a lot of bells, it turns a lot of heads, but man, sorry for what? Yeah. Sorry if you didn't listen to it. You know what I mean? It's your loss if you ain't listen to her loss, and sorry to you if you ain't listen to Sorry for What. Because, man, Tory, yeah, I got to put that in there. Because Tory,
Sorry for What was good. No cap. Man. Sorry for What was good.
Tory,
absolutely.
He got in his bag of bringing Fargo back. He got in the bag of bringing that, if you need a club joint, he got in that real... He can, like, some records on there feel like they may have been inspired by like his chick tape version. But overall, man, it's just one of them joints, man, where you just can pick your liking. He has premium rap on there, premium R&B on there. He's always pushing the envelope, man. You know what I mean? And I just can't wait to see. He's an artist where anytime he says he's about to drop something, I'm looking for it. You know what I'm saying? Like every time, like, because it may not be like the last record. It may be something new. It may be he out here to prove something. You know what I mean? That like he always comes with that type of energy. I've gotten more conditioned to what to expect and how to garner my expectations when it come to Drake, because he's been around for so long. So when he does something crazy, it's like I go crazy on him. But with him, like Tory, dog, he's like one of the most trusted artists when it comes to like, I ain't got to worry when he say he finna drop. I ain't worried like the Lil Baby album. I know we ain't even mention that album because that album had a lot of anticipation. But when it came, I was already like, man, what he's showing me doesn't show he's gonna really do anything different. And when the album came, it wasn't anything different. Like on my reaction to the album, I went back and played My Dog, and it sounded like it could have been on this album. So when it comes to Tory, dog, like, yeah, bro, he's always just capitalizing on this sound, bringing something new to the table. Examples of that is like Alone at Prime, you know what I mean? Which is going down. I think that's going to be one of the records that when we look back 10, 20 years from now, I think it's going to definitely be one of them joints where it's timeless. It's going to impact what other people start doing around that era and going forward. So, yeah, man, that's another one. I think we had King Disease 3 in there. Mr. Rod and the Big Steppers. Nav had a great project. I don't know if you spent too much time with Nav, but Nav was another one of them guys. And I know we talking about rap, and this is the thing we're going to have to figure out how we're going to have to do with this podcast, because as much as I listen to rap, I listen to an overwhelming amount of the melodic rap and the R&B soul. And honestly, my personal, we'll get to this when we do the album of the year with the Grammy predictions, but Breezy and Her Loss are my two best albums of the year. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had more time to sit with Breezy, it's still.
You love Breezy more than I did.
Yeah, bro.
I thought Breezy was solid across the board, but I don't expect any. You're not really going to get a Chris Brown project that, for the most part, that's not solid.
He may have one or two, maybe. Yeah.
But then I think Breezy was number 2 in all my albums, even across all genres. Not for me, but I know you had a different love and appreciation for it. So I respect that.
Yeah, man, we gonna get into that. We gonna get into that the next episode, dog. We was actually supposed to get it. Let's run a song of the year, man. We had mentioned this real quick only because this the first episode, dog. My song of the year off rip without even thinking much is Wait For You by Future. I forgot. That's another album of the year that should have been album of the year candidate. Is I Never Liked You by Future as well. So yeah, man. But Wait For You was my favorite favorite song, best song of the year for sure, dog. What you got?
Is this the last topic of the year? I mean, last topic of the episode?
Yes, last topic, and then we gonna kind of go do like what to expect next episode and like the scheduling of the pod.
Listen, so then I gotta say what has to be said.
What's that?
The best song of this year is not Future's record, not Future and Drake's record.
What we got?
It's not anything any of our favorite artists put out. Clearly, the best song of last year has to go to F&F.
Oh no!
Let's go.
See, I'm about to go. yeah. You know what? Let's go. Yeah, this one about to be over.
Take it over. Take it over the radio.
You right with that? Let's go.
Listen, you don't go to a party. You don't talk to a female. You don't walk in any space without that record going up everywhere. I know dudes who hold 45s, shotguns, AR-15s equipped with night vision shell catchers and M-beams that when that song come on, that is what they rocking to, bro. That's the best song of the year,
shell cases
bro.
and M-beams.
I hate to say it, bro, but that's the best song of the year, bro. Stop playing with GloRilla, man. She did it, man. Best song of the year, bro. What I'm supposed to do? I gotta show her the love, bro.
Hey, you supposed to do something. Our podcast is gonna be here to let people what they need to do. We ain't finna be agreeing with what they do. Anyways, dog, I mean, I can very much well understand why one would say that, but I don't know, necessarily if you would necessarily agree with that or just saying the hype of it. But I mean, it's definitely one of those ones. I personally, bro, one of my boys, Reese, was at a party or a function, dog, and he was like, bro, they kept running that mud back. He ended up leaving the joint. like, you know what I mean? We like 25 and older, 30 and older. Like, I'm not trying to listen to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've taken the time and listened to her EP, and what I've came to the full conclusion of, she doesn't make music for me. And that's perfectly fine and probably what it's going to be anyway, because she's definitely a female younger than me that's making a specific sound for a specific audience that's resonating really well. You know what I'm saying? I hope it wouldn't resonate with me. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, but F&F definitely one of those joints, man. I personally got Wait For You by Future. I'm trying to think, dog, some other big records. I was about to say Vegas by Doja Cat. That's just one of my favorite records when it comes to kind of the pop world. It's a lot of those.
Doja really do no wrong for me, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh yeah, we gonna have.
I'm an in the closet Doja fan.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely a Doja fan, man. I stands for Doja, dog. I do have a little, some concerns sometimes with some of the things she posts, but aside from that, man, I'm definitely a Doja stan. And yeah, man. We kind of ran short of time, dog, when it came to getting to some of these topics. As we can see that it's not going to take much time for us to take up time. You know what I mean? Because we already at over an hour now. And yeah, man, kind of talking about the podcast. I guess you guys probably will expect about an hour, probably even more once I get this dummy battery, because and we'll kind of feel you guys out and what's a good time for you guys, that you enjoy watching the pod. If you're a serial pod watcher, like or video person that watch video podcasts, I can watch something for quite some time. So I think 45 to anywhere from 45 to 90 minutes is good. But yeah, man, expect this to be a bi-weekly show. This will be the first one. Every Wednesday is going to be the release. Every other Wednesday, I should say. So that's probably an average around 2. And it'll be a lot of opportunities to where there'll be fan engagement. You know what I mean? Whether if that's going to be live things where we're doing live reactions to music or live broadcasting of games. Also, we have an email open where you guys can submit to where you can be a guest. You know what I mean? Have certain segments where if you feel led to come on a show and get smoked out and get your head bit we have no problem doing that. You know what I'm saying? So
no
yeah,
problem.
man.
That's right.
It's gonna be fun, man. How you feeling though, dog? What you got for us?
Listen, man, I'm feeling it, man. I know we got to get to some of this next episode, so let's do that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be on the lookout, man, for the Word of Clarity podcast. Make sure y'all go follow us on all of our socials at the Word of Clarity pod, man. We want to make sure that we tap in with you. Definitely get on that email list, man. Tap in with us, like, comment, subscribe, all of that. You know what I mean? We want to make sure we get this content out to you, bro. And not only that, like, if you feel like there needs to be more smoke on the pod, let us know in the comment section, man. Yeah. Go run it up. Go share the pod with somebody who need to hear this, bro. But we trying to bring that energy for y'all for real. So That's where I'm at with it.
That's what's up, my G. Yeah, feel good, man. Feel good. This first podcast, man. Yeah, man. So make sure y'all follow the podcast you actually was right the last time. It's actually the Word of Clarity. That's it. I left podcast off because I just put it in the category. But
yeah, man, you giving me the wrong info, man. Look at you, man. Already, man.
Make sure y'all follow us at the Word of Clarity. And if it's probably gonna be podcast when it gets to the actual DSPs though, because on there I think you have to put it on there. But yeah, Word of Clarity on IG, we on YouTube, Twitter, also TikTok. And yeah, man, make sure y'all stay tuned. Next episode, we should be diving into some NBA talk. This is gonna be always a podcast around sports, music, the must talked about topics. So y'all keep it locked, man. You know what time it is, man. It's your boy Word
Clarity, man, and we signing out.
Yes, sir. Y'all take it easy.
Yeah. Get it.